Hi, it's me again. I told you that I forgot to mention something regarding stringing. So I do apologize. I don't know how to edit a video, so I made a brief second video. The stringing, there's several ways how to string a tennis racket. There's a one-piece method, which you take the full length of the string. You have a two-piece, which in reality is about half and half. It's a little bit longer on the mains than it is on the crosses. So you cut it almost in half. You have an around the world pattern. You have a 50-50 pattern. And other patterns are not so popular. To my experience, usually most of the ladies prefer a one string pattern. And the only reason they prefer that is because it's better for cosmetics. It only has two knots. I prefer a two-piece stringing method, which gives you 4 knots. Now, the reason I prefer two-string method is because I personally believe if you have a length of string about this long and you put about 50 pounds, and then you have one this long and put 50 pounds, I believe that the shorter length has a more accurate tension or will last longer in that tension range in a longer length. So that's why I prefer two-piece over one piece. But there's nothing wrong whichever piece you choose. There are some rackets actually you cannot use two-piece. You must do a one-piece method. But head rackets, they all recommend two pieces, and it depends on the manufacturer. I personally use the Yuzuki method when I string a racket. And what the Yuzuki method is, when you start the frame, when you string it, it takes less stress of the first two mains. So it doesn't have friction, so they won't break easy. But that's just my personal preference. And lastly, but not least, is the string tension. What tension do you want your racket to be strung at? Each particular racket has a recommendation. Usually you can find it on the inside of the throat, sometimes on the outside, sometimes on the inside of the head frame around here, and sometimes on the outside of the frame. That's an approximation. As they update the rackets, they might switch the tension range. So sometimes it's not as accurate when they, especially if it's an older model, they update it. But that's a recommendation. Normally, what I would recommend if you're buying a new tennis racket is to string it at the mid tension. So if the tension is 53 to 63 pounds, then 58 would be the middle. Now, when you go out and play and you notice that you're lacking depth in your shots, then I would decrease it by 2 pounds. Now, if you're hitting the ball long, then I would increase it by 2 pounds. So I would go in 2 pounds increments. The looser is strung, the more power, so you have a little more pop on the string, so it goes farther. That's why you'll get more depth. The tighter the strings are, the ball will give more instead of the string, so it stays there for a few milliseconds longer, thus giving you better control. So hopefully I updated my last video, so when you receive this, you will get 2 separate videos. And once again, my apology, I'm learning how to do this. But hopefully I answer all your questions regarding tennis equipment. And if you have anything else, just feel free to contact me at tennispro@riverstone.com. Any equipment questions, and I will gladly answer to you back. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.